that. What is that? Who is that? Is that the glowing man meme?
Okay, so it was like happy bridge, then sad bridge.
Bridge that Xie Lian defeated a troll on, or something.
Okay, Hua Cheng's shitty calligraphy.
That's pretty bad.
However, is that the scene?
No.
Okay, this is like someone...
Where is this?
Shanla, I'm sure. Because look at the
In
glowing
the-
sun.
in
The
the
glowing
desert?
sun? The glowing man?
In the desert.
That's Xie Lian. That was the... See, he's gold, glowing, like the... And there's little Hua Cheng in there.
Oh, he's so mini.
Spring is coming.
Spring has sprung.
Spring is really here now.
We went full circle.
Summer.
Oh, autumn?
Oh, good one.
I know that one.
Lotus.
That's winter.
Ah, the lotus has blossoms.
Sort of a cycle of renewal and rebirth.
Okay.
Now let's get into the nitty gritty of things.
Okay. First off, the song is very sad sounding.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is like very,
It is very sad.
very melancholic and longing.
And there's a couple of very small figures in the distance, but like,
Yes.
you really don't get a sense of really any connection, like, or physical intimacy from it. It's like very lonely.
Yes, totally. Okay, this bridge reminds me of The Hobbit.
I thought the same thing.
Right?
I really did. I was like, Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, okay,
I don't know
but
why.
we know the bridge is where Xie Lian first fought that demon, and like that was a big deal for him. He ascended. Look at him.
Ascending right now. Fully glowing.
I think that's a bit of the metaphorical glowing kind of thing, right? But you thought it was the meme?
Yeah.
Bring that up.
What? You absolutely know this meme. You do. Like, he's just sitting there, radiant.
That's Xie Lian. Okay, so he's on the bridge, but then same bridge, just different angle, and now it's like...
Now it feels like it's in disrepair. It's from a long forgotten era.
Yes, it's all overgrown. But that tree is still treeing.
It's always a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now here, we've got like, oh, little like getting ready for my calligraphy lesson, except I've knocked over the gold and my calligraphy is shit. And now it's nighttime. However, now, if you know about a certain book cover where Hua Cheng makes out with Xie Lian on top of the table, in a certain scene, Xie Lian is helping Hua Cheng with his calligraphy, and they're writing out a certain poem, very romantic poem. And then Hua Cheng goes into a ghost rut and shoves Xie Lian against the table and knocks all the calligraphy shit over. That's kind of what this looks like.
I didn't want to believe that at first. I was like, surely there's no way. But like, look at
That's
that
the
blank space on the table. That is like perfectly shaped for Xie Lian's ass.
However, you did say that it would make more sense if it was the loneliness thing.
Yeah, well, because that's like such a powerfully intimate scene, like where they are like they're physically together and they've been like traveling together for so long, they've been besties for long, and I feel like all of these scenes like represent the like Hua Cheng in isolation particularly, and like you know, places where Xie Lian was once a crowned prince and now like he's not, and there's no sign of him in the world. So I feel like this has like a lot more of less of a horny vibe and more of like a man.
I fucking suck at calligraphy. Shit!
Yeah. Like, maybe he's practiced trying to write Xie Lian's name and he just can't.
Yeah, like, oh, I wish I knew Chinese, so
And then
like...
he got frustrated and, like, cast everything aside.
That seems like it would make more sense thematically with the ending of what's going on here.
But maybe it's a little cheeky. Maybe it's a little bit like you could see, like... I mean, because, again, there's kind of a double-sidedness. There's, like, in the sunlight, you know, maybe we're thinking of a happier scene. I mean, not that Ghost Rat was necessarily the most happiest of scenes. We're like, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
But
It's interesting though because it would make more sense if it was a scene of a frustration and loneliness rather than the horny makeout.
I do think it could still be a nod to what happens in the future, though. You know, it's like, it's frustrating and lonely now, but little does he know in the future this is going to have a much different vibe to it.
Yes, definitely. Okay. I'd definitely like to hear your guys' opinions on this. If you think it's like a frustration or if it's like this is definitely that scene. Because also all this shit, like this season I think is going to go barely into like book 2 past stuff. And that happens in like later. That's like book 4 or 5, I think. Are we assuming this is Shanla? Because it's like, look at the giant radiating light, the ascension kind of thing.
I feel like safe to assume it's Shanla in the sense that it's like safe to assume that a state is Texas if you don't know American states very well. Like, what is that state? Probably Texas.
But also, it kind of is like, I'm getting like over the garden wall, like Hua Cheng is like in the forest, like staring at the city from afar.
Let me in.
Yeah. Right? Like, what do you think, like, you know, these big scary spindly trees are like the...
Yeah, it is interesting because, like, the thing that made me pause and go, wait, is that Shanla? Is like, it's so desolate outside, but I think that's like a good sort of indicator that even when, like, you know, Shanla is like a prosperous nation, you know, there's kind of always this lurking sense of dread in the future that like something bad is going to happen. We as the readers know this at this point.
Mm-hmm. And then, sandstorm, and now it's snowy, and the snowplow has not come. So we get the statue of Xie Lian, which has a little flower on it. Also, it is, like, made of gold.
And I didn't notice that, like, how, like, in this scene, like, he kind of, like, Hua Cheng, like, comes out of the mist a little bit, like...
Yeah, you can see. That is
really
like,
cool.
Is it Little Soldier Hua Cheng?
At first I thought it was mooching, but I don't think it's mooching.
I think it would make more sense if it was Hua Cheng.
I agree. But yeah, he just kind of pops up.
And then we go back to the branch. Don't worry, the seasons are changing. And the lotus is blooming.
Which kind of has a hopeful overtone to it. Like, the passage of time is happening no matter what. You're still looking for your beloved through the seasons, but, you know, there's... instead of showing scenes of kind of decay or overgrowth or things like that, it's showing things blooming.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay, yeah. Oh, look at all this terrible shit that's happening to Xie Lian, but I'm blooming into a beautiful lotus. Okay, let's read the lyrics. This is a Google Translate of the lyrics, so obviously they're going to be bad. So, return to the dust. The moment I read the bridge, who becomes an immortal again? Okay, so Xie Lian became immortal on the bridge when he fought the demon. How many years have passed since the lingering clouds and wind swept through me? Ooh. Hua Cheng's like, I am old. May I ask which side of the world you are on? Hua Cheng searching for Xie Lian throughout 800 years. In a moment of dust, the line is cut off, and the grudges have been sealed in the coffin for 9 days. But I don't listen to advice. But I'm built different. It could be like, is it like everyone being like, you'll never find him, or he's a lost cause, Xie Lian sucks, and Hua Cheng being like, nah, he is my god, I'm gonna find him.
Yeah, I wonder about that line. I don't know how accurately that's translated. In the coffin for 9 days. Or I'm thinking, like, is that about, like, him, Hua Cheng, dying and, like about to become a ghost? You know, being like, I'm not done yet, actually.
Ah, yes. Wait, I'm so attached to you that I have nowhere to ask for your signature. I am inside you. You cannot sign me because I am you. I actually think that's a very romantic sentiment.
Okay.
Waiting for thousands of years. The wind blows and makes people melancholy. The rain adds to the vicissitudes of life. It's like, man, when it rains, it sucks. But I'm still here.
Sad boy hours in the rain.
Who can judge whom? My destiny, I face it without resistance. The hatred for the whole life should let go of the hand. I'm sure this is so poetic in Chinese and the translation's just being butchered. The world's fate is entangled like a shadow. The oath has dried up. How can we say that we will remain loyal until death? Life, like falling leaves, is us. All will eventually return to dust. Don't wait. In my dream, I looked at the old city in the distance. Don't ask again. Don't follow me anymore. Love and hate are all fate. The banquet of life and death. Who owes you? Gratitude and resentment. Don't argue. Life, like falling leaves, is us. All will eventually return to dust without a trace. Don't let this story turn off the lights. One person will go on a journey of rebellion and spend the rest of his life in the world of mortals.
Oh my god.
So the opening scene seemed very much from Xie Lian's perspective, and this seems like it is from Hua Cheng's perspective.
I think the lyrics at the beginning can apply to like Xie Lian's story more of like it's about his sort of immortality and ascension, but like when that starts to fall apart, it's like, is that the end? Should that be the end? And then it kind of takes over with Hua Cheng's perspective being like, no, because I died and I'm not quitting. I'm going to spend the rest of my afterlife like searching for you, and this is not the end of the story. Yeah.
He's not giving up. It's basically Hua Cheng being like,
Never gonna give you
Yeah.
up. Hua Cheng Rickroll edition.
oh my god.
Okay, I almost started to cry with the one line, all will eventually return to dust, don't wait. Like, that could be translated even better, but the
YOLO.
message comes across as YOLO so well. Like, isn't that just so inspiring? It's like, you will die someday, don't wait.
Yeah. Chase after your love of 800 years. Even though Xie Lian's immortal and can't die.
Well, as immortal, I found that inspiring.
That's beautiful. And I really like the art style of this. It's really beautiful. I wish we got to see like a face or something, but it's kind of like the other ending scene from the first season where it's just kind of glimpses of like scenes and feelings.
It's very aesthetic.
So aesthetic. Yeah.
Like, you could have like a print of that on your wall.
Totally.
No one would know.
Each shot is like so beautiful. So I can't wait for a better translation of the lyrics to come out. And I can't wait to hear about your interpretations of the calligraphy scene. So be sure to leave a comment down below. And if you guys are excited about Tgcf and you'd like to get some Red String of Fate merch, be sure to check out my shop. And if you'd like to hang out with Stitch and I, we're going to do a watch party of the first season. Be sure to join my YouTube membership. You will have to find a way to watch the season on your own. I can't broadcast it myself or I'll get copyright. But we will all sync up and do live chat together and it'll be really fun. So be sure to click join down below to learn more about that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Kiss me before we return to dust.